All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
What is going on, y'all? No Booker, no CP, no problem. The question is, do we really even need Devin Booker on our team? I mean, really, do we even have a spot for him? I mean, Frank Kaminsky's about to come back. Do we even need a guy of that caliber that's going to take up all of that salary? Yeah, we definitely do. And I cannot wait until Frank comes back, until Devin Booker comes back, until CP3 comes back. It's just going to be an abundance of riches, an abundance of versatility, an abundance of whatever the hell we want to put on the court. But you know what? That wasn't all we get to talk about tonight. No, sir. The Arizona Cardinals made some moves today, for better, for worse, for whatever the hell you want to call it. We're going to talk about it, though. He's on Fire Podcast. Welcome back, y'all.
Urkavici sets, loads up, and it is caught! Dylan Strong! Blitz coming, Matthews, Palmer extending the play, crosses the field, Larry Fitzgerald! Larry Fitzgerald is insane to the 4-yard line! Crowder looking, throws it, alley, oh! He puts it down! He puts it down! They're getting a little wobbly. And a downfield shot to Ayuk. A foot race. They won't get it. Center field. The Diamondbacks are world champions.
It slaps a little bit harder when we're on that winning streak, doesn't it? It didn't feel good when we lost 2 in a row and Chris Paul is out and then the world's going to shit because Devin Booker goes out. Didn't seem to matter tonight.
Yeah, man.
Didn't seem to matter. We got everybody in the house tonight. Unfortunately, Amit is finishing up his vacation in, was it Waikiki, Maui that I just read? Tahiti?
Maui.
Wherever he's at, he's finishing up his vacation over there, and I think his team is like 1-2 that he's coaching. So we just had to give an update there on Amit. But we got JJ in the house. What's going on?
I'm doing all right. It seems like it's been forever since we've been on, but man, just crazy week, man. And I'm glad we were able to pull this the first team to 50 this season. And
Yep.
We did that on the night of celebrating Al McCoy, so that was just another little.
Thank you. I should have led with that. Al McCoy, 50 years. Damn, I should have led with that. Thank you for reminding me, JJ. Wouldn't be doing our due diligence. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you are right, Bees. Suns fan Randy, did you already do your post-game recap on your channel and then you hopped over here?
I tried. It wouldn't let me upload it, but I might try to upload it a little bit later on or something.
Tell the listeners about what you're wearing right now.
Oh yeah, so I got the Paul jersey.
That's that Chris Paul special.
Yeah, the Chris Paul Jr. All right.
That's Cliff Paul Jr.
Cliff Paul.
Man, what a difference just even a game makes, right? With Devin Booker, we look like we couldn't do anything. Without him, all of a sudden, you saw the urgency from everybody. But we got to start with this morning. Randy, I want to start with you because you don't have Twitter and we can't figure out what you're thinking right then. What was your initial reaction when Booker was out?
I was like, pain. But then I was just like, I don't want to see what we look like without him, but I was a little interested. I would be lying to you if I was like, I want to see what we look like without him too. So sure. I don't know. Like I was just like, all right. But I was like, our schedule is so easy. Like going on, so I was just like, all right, it's not too bad. I was like, but for sure on Sunday, like if he's not, I'm not too sure if anybody can clarify like the health and safety protocols. Like, is it 5 days now? Is it still 10 days?
Flex said 5.
So if that, I don't know if he would be back by Sunday,
Well,
to, you know what I'm saying, to play?
Well, if he gets 2 negatives within that time, he can come back.
so he tested 3 times apparently. He tested once, tested a second time, and that one was negative. Tested a third time 24 hours later, and that was positive, is what I got from it. So take what you will from that. We have no idea with this stuff, right? I mean, obviously he is indeed vaccinated because he was able to play in New York, but then there's all those weird rules there. But he was able to go to Toronto, which you wouldn't have been able to do. So let's just hope it passes. But I think what Flex said is that this is going to be a good thing at the end of the day. So JJ, I saw your tweets. You were in the same boat that I was. This was right after the Cardinals stuff hit, and we're going to get into all that as well, too. It was a really bad hour span from 9:30, 9:45 to 10:45, somewhere around there. It was just what the hell else could go wrong? And then I saw Shams tweet again, and I was like, oh, my God. Don't tell me something else. And then it was some other team doing something else. But it was just one of those days as an Arizona sports fan, you thought everything was going to go to shit. And it kind of did. But then you saw the game tonight, JJ. You saw that performance, and it only took not having Chris Paul and Devin Booker to beat a team by 30. Go figure. What are your thoughts on this? What are some things that stood out? And I want to touch on campaign specifically afterwards, so leave him out in that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried coming in, but watching the game the first 10 minutes, it just was reminisce of the Suns team about 3 years ago. Just sloppy passing, just constant turnovers, and just lackluster defense. I want to get all the negatives out of the way before I get into the positives. I don't know what it's been with JaVale McGee since the end of the All-Star break, but he's just been really bad on defense, just switching and just when he's doubling, he doesn't watch the back cutters and all. And same thing with DA. He goofed on a good 3-4 defensive possessions and stuff. So this team, I don't know if they're just not taking defense seriously. You kind of saw it in the Utah game, and definitely against the Pelicans too. And this night was just tonight was just more of a carry on from those other previous 2 games. Aaron Holiday, he's kind of come back down to earth. But there's a lot more weight on his shoulders. Now Campaign is back. Now he doesn't have to necessarily carry that starting weight on him. But if Aaron Holiday is listening, just let the offense work, because everybody moves. You're gonna find that open guy. Don't feel like you need to force feed people unless if it's DA. And if DA has that mismatch, just throw it in there. But Jay's moving, Mikel's moving. And Cam Johnson, he's he's just cutting up defenses. So just let the offense move. Don't force it. Just let everything fall into position. But it was nice seeing Campaign come back in. You look at his his stat line tonight, and you're like, whatever. But yeah, he did a lot tonight. His defense was pretty good. He was very apparent, and it was very much needed for sure. I had a feeling we were going to win tonight anyway, but it was nice to have that sort of blowout win, just to help with our circumstances a bit. But besides that, Cam Johnson, I can just go on all day about this guy. He's just digging his hand further and further into his tool bag, and he's just
and into Sarver's pockets.
Yeah, into Sarver's pockets too. And Mikal Bridges tonight too. He was very aggressive, and he was very lethal around the mid range, and just finding those open cuts from Jay and even Campaign in the back as well. Everybody stepped up tonight, and that's what I think all of Suns fans wanted to see. DA, he was lethal on the mid range with his turnarounds. He has a pretty jump shot. He has a pretty turnaround. He was very aggressive tonight too. He caught some wild lobs from just about everybody, it seemed like. And Torrey Craig had a little bit of a bounce back when it comes to shooting. He's been kind of off.
Yep.
But just about everybody stepped up tonight, and it made me feel a lot better. By the time halftime rolled around, I was feeling pretty good. So.
All good points. And before I get to Randy, what you were saying with Mikal Bridges, man, I want to say it was halfway through the second quarter, maybe. He got fouled. He went into the lane, did his little fadeaway, and he got fouled. It was the one where he shot with like one arm. I don't know if you guys saw that because he got fouled. I think it was by Simons, if I'm not mistaken. But he turns around to Jay Crowder and he's just like, come on, man. Like I can, like once he started doing that, like, come on. Like I knew we had it in the bag and this was a different Mikal Bridges and he needed to step up. I mean, 6 for 9 overall with only 15 points, but he had the biggest plus minus at plus 28. So he was aggressive. I want to go through the rest of the players, but first we got to hear from Suns fan Randy. What'd you notice tonight? Because I heard your rant the other night with Point Book and everything after I think it was the Pelicans game, and I was like, man, I can't wait to talk to you. So what do you think?
Tonight I've seen some good things. I've seen some bad things. To start off the good, I think I like Cameron Payne, how he came out there and he wasn't going 100 miles per hour. So like that was a good thing. I was like, all right, like typically, like throughout the rest, like the majority of the season, he's been out there just kind of like going fast, just for no reason, just nowhere to go, and just playing out of control. And tonight, like you can kind of tell, like he sat back, watched film, watching CP3 a little bit, and just like was playing like control, was running the offense, was getting good looks and stuff like that. Even though it wasn't necessarily falling, like, but they were still good looks,
But it was with purpose. It was with purpose. He wasn't out of control.
He didn't have a bad shot selection tonight. Like
that's what I wanted to get at.
He took the shots at he's just efficient at for sure.
That definitely was not on my notes. So good job, Randy.
Yeah, so he definitely I had to take my hat off to that. One thing that to skip into the cons, one thing I don't like is our ability. We cannot feed like DA down, like, because there's a lot of plays where he's down there. Like, yes, he finished with 18 and he did what he did, but he could have had more easily. But it was just like we can't feed him in. Like for whatever reason, nobody can feed him the ball like on a pick and roll for whatever reason, and like trying to feed it into him direct don't work either. So it's just like I don't understand. Like, and it's a lot of times he'll stand down there with his hands up like, hey, I'm open, and it's just like we can't even. Outside of a lob, kind of like we hit him with a couple lobs, but it was just like, so I feel like maybe DA might have to work on that like short roll, like instead of like rolling all the way to the basket, like just stop so he can get the ball and try to get a little floater or something, like a little bit in the paint. But outside of that, and then we had a lot of turnovers in the first quarter, so I was just like this is not gonna work on Sunday against like Milwaukee or like one of those. I was just like, it was cool for the day though.
I mean, can it work for New York? What Flex said it's a one game mentality, one game at a time. I don't care about Sunday. I care about getting a win again, beating the teams that we're supposed to beat right now. Right? We have a built-in excuse if we lose to Milwaukee on the road right now. I'm not worried about that, but beating a New York Knicks team at home, that's a game we need to win right now. So can we beat New York?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like just New York has just been so inconsistent, just so up and down, and like they don't really have a real identity themselves either outside of like RJ Barrett, like whenever he decides to show up and play. But I feel like we can definitely handle New York. But I'm just looking at it too. Another thing I'm looking at too is just like kind of like our bench is like worrisome. Like, you know what I mean? Like JaVale McGee not being able to get really any offensive thing, like any kind of offensive rhythm outside of like if you take away the lob threat from JaVale McGee, like that's pretty much it. And it's just like that's a little bit like worrisome. Going forward, and then just I feel like in the playoffs, though, like I feel like our bench, or I feel like everybody just kind of steps it up to a different level. So like I'm not too worried about that, but I just feel like during the regular season is just something like, can we those? Like, but I don't know.
No, I feel you. I think everything that you're saying is 100% correct. The campaign thing I didn't notice. What we were talking about with Cam Johnson. That was incredible. But the reason I think that these things can win is the thing that Richard Jefferson just kept saying over and over and over again. Yeah, we don't have Booker. Yeah, we don't have Paul, but we're still playing our brand of basketball. You still see the brand of basketball is being played. That gives me hope. That gives me hope that this little stint or whatever you want to call it without our star players is ultimately going to make us better. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking at. The identity didn't change. They didn't try to do anything. They didn't really force anything too much either, which I was very surprised about. And the defense was the best we've seen since we came out of the All-Star break. Would you agree, JJ?
Oh yeah, tonight was a better representation of before the All-Star break when just about everybody was healthy. So besides the center position goofing up on a couple of possessions, a couple as in like 10, but besides those instances I'm thinking of right now, like defense was solid all around. What's up, Philly?
What's up,
Like
Philly?
the Wings did a good job. Simons, he started off red hot. Then you just didn't see him for the rest of the three quarters. It felt like once they shut down just him, like it was kind of easy breezy for the rest of the game. So
I want to go over the stat line with you guys real quick.
Yeah, please, because there's some
Just
people on that stat line. It's like,
yeah. Let me know your initial impressions. Jay Crowder, 15 points,
all right.
2 of 4 from 3. Mikal Bridges, 15. Ayton, 18 points, only 8 rebounds. I'm gonna call you out on that, DA. Like, this is definitely a night you should have been able to get 12 to 15 rebounds. I'll pull back. We won. I'll pull back. Landry Shamet, 12 points, 2 of 8.
Pump the break. Hold on. Let's talk about Landry Shamet real quick. Landry Shamet is so bad. Like, he is so it irritates my soul. It irritates.
Dude, I was getting frustrated watching today.
What did he finish? 2 of 14 or 4 of 12? And it's just like, you are so bad. Why are you so bad? Like, I don't understand it. Like, and you miss like 6 wide open ones, and it's just like, why? Like, I don't get, like, do you see him like in the playoffs? Like, is he gonna take it up to another? Is there such thing as a playoff Shaman?
So I have a theory about that I want to get into in a second. But let's finish off let's rein in Randy. Let's throw the leash on him and rein him in. He's feisty over there sometimes. Randy gets really feisty. Torrey Craig, 13 points. It was nice to see him come out with a good game. Cam Johnson, 20. Finished 4 of 5 from 3, 6 for 8 overall. And then Aaron Holiday even had 9 points, 3 of 9 overall, 0 for 2 from 3. You expect at least one of those to fall for sure. So just all throughout the board, everybody chipped in. The only person that had a negative impact on the game was Ish Wainwright and Biyombo, and that was at the tail end when guys aren't trying to get injured. So the point I want to make with you, Randy, fully healthy Phoenix Suns team, fully healthy. I'm talking Frank Kaminsky, who was seen shooting today, by the way. Okay. He was shooting finally. So the 8 weeks are up, and he's starting to ramp up. Frank Kaminsky comes back. You get CP3. You get Booker. Fully healthy Phoenix Suns squad. Our second unit is what? For me, Campaign at the 1. JaVale at the 5, right? Those are automatically in there. You're going to have Cam Johnson in there. Throw in Torrey Craig. I'm going to take Aaron Holiday at the 2 at this point over Landry Shamet. Yeah. I don't think he cracks that rotation. Is he the next guy up? I can't even tell you if he's the next guy up because we have Frank Kaminsky and Biyombo.
Yeah, I feel like just off the love of Monty Williams, you know how he gets, like, he likes his players, he likes certain dudes or whatever. So I feel like in the playoffs, he's definitely going to get some sort of chance. But I agree with you. I'd rather see Aaron Holiday. I don't know. Like, I feel like tonight would have been a good opportunity to try to run that double big lineup or something, just test something out just to see how it would look in the playoffs or how we, like, you know what I'm saying, how it would fare against, like, instead of like waiting till we get to Milwaukee and be like, all right, like now let's do the double. But anyways, I feel like maybe Torrey Craig, Cam Johnson at the 2, somebody like I'm just so over Landry Shamet at this point. Is just like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, like, he did a few things tonight, right, JJ? Randy, go ahead, check out the comments. The private chat. Go ahead, pull your mic out. It's rustling against the jersey. We hear it rustling there. There we go. That's beautiful. JJ, I mean, Sham was D'ing up people. He stole the ball a couple times. I mean, he is in the right position all the time. It's not like the body language is out there. Things like this are affecting him. Are you done with Shamet? Do you want to see Aaron Holiday take his minutes once everybody's back fully healthy?
It's been infuriating, the last like couple weeks and stuff because like I was giving him as much leash as possible, like just giving him leeway and stuff because I know it's a growing pains getting used to the system and stuff, but we're more than halfway through the season at this point, and we haven't seen a solid stretch from Shamet like this whole season or just a good shooting night, and like like tonight was one of his better shooting nights, and he still shot.
And he still shot 2 for 8.
Yeah, like 2 for 8, and yeah, he had a couple of like good offensive moments, but like he was still sloppy with the ball. Josh Hart, he busted his ass a couple of times with some threes, and it's just like I know Shamit's better than this. This is why I think Suns fans are irritated by this, and like when Shamit was at the free throw line, and how the stats come up, it still said he was like 37%, like just was shooting, just like on the field. I don't know what his 3-point percentage is, but like that percentage isn't reflecting like how he's playing. It feels like it's a lot worse. But like I just want
36.7 field goal percent, 34.9, so 35 from 3, which by far is his career worst for the record.
Yeah, so it's just like I feel like Sham is just rushing his 3. He thinks that like people are chasing him around the arc and stuff. He's not. He's like wide open, dude. Just
open.
Yes, just take a set shot, take your time, follow through, he's just, I wonder if he's hitting him in practice. I really wonder that, but it's just infuriating watching him because there's so many possessions. Like Mikal tried getting Shaman involved so many times with him. Mikal just giving up just wide open looks to get Shaman going, and Shaman did get going to a certain extent, But like when Book and CP come back, it's like, can Sham like at least fulfill half of what Booker puts out on the court? Like Sham isn't even doing that. So
at this point, don't you just want him to fill that defensive role on the perimeter and just be able to hit the open shot?
It seems like everybody scores on Shamet though. That's why.
Man, it's just all bad, man. It's just all bad. It's like you don't play defense. You don't really he turns the ball over untimely all the time. And it's just like, oh man, fouls, and it's just like, whose idea was this?
I know that was Monty's. That was Monty's. I mean, in the end, you could look at it like we got rid of Javon Carter, but we picked up an upgrade in Aaron Holiday. Overall, we did upgrade over Javon Carter, if nothing else. Who knows what this contract would look like if it's tradable next year? Mm-hmm. You're talking. Look, there's some guys out there that are going to be available, man. There's going to be a Donovan Mitchell available. You're going to have Tatum available at some time. Yeah. You're going to have some dudes out there that's going to be available. Is Shamet a tradable asset, his contract?
Yeah.
Yup. Sure is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That guy, a Saric trade, Jay Crowder down the road,
Frank it is going to be. Too.
He's on a 1 year.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's on. He can come back for his $1.5 million a year, man. I'm totally fine. Frank coming back
he can keep on coming.
I guess.
If Sham just performs in the playoffs, he has good stretches in the playoffs, and then I'll shut the fuck up.
Look, man. Look. Free agent contracts, guys on the bench. You earn your contract by doing some big things in the playoffs. If you come out and you have a big third quarter in a game 6 and you hit 5 threes to put you over the edge, you've earned that contract, in my opinion. 100%, 110%. I'll sign you over and over because that's what matters, is getting you there. And now you're the threat. Now you're a threat to be able to go out there and do that every time you touch the ball. It opens up the court, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to give up on Shamet. I don't, but damn.
I got a question, though. I got a question. This is a little bit off topic, but I got a question. So I already know, yes, it's a wild take, or yes, I feel like somebody else already has it. But do you feel like Cam Johnson can at least get into that 6 man of the year conversation? I know Tyler Hero got it. I know it's Jordan Poole, Io out of Chicago, Kevin Love. I just want to know, can Cam Johnson get in the conversation? Can he be the 5th? Because I feel like he's just been really consistent off the bench this year. And it's just I can probably count on my hands how many bad games Cam Johnson has had all year.
I'm looking up Tyler Hero's stats real quick.
I think Tyler Hero for sure got it. But I feel who would I throw out there? I would throw Kevin Love. He's been doing his thing. Io out of Chicago. I like him. Jordan Poole. Brunson. Who else is out there? Kelly Oubre is another one.
I mean, no, I thought he was averaging 18, but Tyler Herro's averaging 20 right now.
Yeah, Tyler Hero guy.
Hero's having a great season. So like, if Cam
Cam's
was
at
averaging
12.3.
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't want him to win it. I just want to know, like, is it a crazy thought that he's in the conversation? Like, can Cam Johnson be in the A? Like, I was a top finalist in 6 Man of the Year once.
Like, like you can bring him up in the conversation. I just don't think Cam Johnson is on a lot of people's radars. If you read just comments and threads just around, that like the NBA and stuff, not a lot of people consider Cam Johnson to be a top shooter in the league. Just that alone. So obviously, not a lot of people know the capability of Cam Johnson.
Hey, Vlogs just lit us up right here. According to StatMe's, Landry Shamet has 5.3 points per game and 1.8 rebounds per game in 31 career playoff games.
Rejected!
Iverson, God damn it.
I mean, I appreciate that. Beast has a good comment here, too. Cam Johnson can't even make the effing 3-point contest. They're not about to toss him in that 6 Man of the Year. That was actually my initial thought. Exactly.
That was highway robbery. Yeah.
Man, facts, Bees. Good call. I mean, he's right. No, I don't think we can. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. And
he's not on enough.
I was just like, am I wrong to wish? I can wish.
He
right?
should
I
be.
Can wish.
In our minds, yeah.
So who's going to get the Dan Marley Hustle Award this year?
Probably Cam.
Probably Mikhail?
I don't know. Cam's been better this year.
Cam's been better than Mikhail?
Yeah, this year, yeah.
Ooh, no,
because the only reason I said
that's spicy.
Only reason I said like Mikhail is like there's like I feel like there's some games or there's certain stretches in the like season where it's just like hustle's all Bridges has. Like, you know what I mean? Like he'll go like stretches where he'll play really bad, but it's just like his hustle, like you can never deny like his hustle. Like, yes, you can probably like nitpick at like, oh, like he doesn't cut as much or whatever, but I feel like on defense, always leaking out on the steal and stuff like that and diving for loose balls, getting, you know what I'm saying, saving the ball and stuff like that. Like sometimes like that's all he has like in certain games. So that's the only reason I'll say Mikhail. JaVale McGee was kind of up there a little bit too, but he kind of fell off towards now in the second half of the season. Like, I don't know what happened.
He had 4 blocks tonight. I want to tell you that, JJ. He had 4 blocks. So what you were saying, how he kind of turned a little bit of a corner tonight, I wanted to add that piece in there with the 4 blocks. He looked good with that tonight. But also they didn't have a legitimate backup center, so you have to weigh that as you will. Mikal Bridges, I feel like offensively has made bigger strides. I mean, once he gets into the paint, feels like nobody can block his shot. Although it did happen like the other day randomly on that really bad Pelicans game. But that's become consistent. His cutting is just dynamic. His finishing is really good. But Cam's finishing really good. Cam's playmaking a little bit here or there. I think through the year, if you take just this year, I think Cam Johnson has improved from game 1 to game whatever this is now more than Mikal, but I think Mikal's better. So that's my overall take. I think Cam Johnson has definitely improved more throughout this year. That's just my personal take. But if I had to pick, I mean, JJ, if you had to pick right now, you had between Mikal and Cam Johnson for your starting 3 spot, who would you pick?
Oh, Mikal. Just the defense alone to start with. But it's I'm just saying, this stretch of games, like you said, from like game 1 to whatever game this is right now, I like Cam Johnson is just
62.
Kind of, 62. It just seems like Cam Johnson is just unveiled to the world, like just sort of like the tip of the iceberg of his like ability and stuff. Him just entering the league, he was just supposed to be a spot up shooter, sort of like how Devin Booker was preconceived to be when he first got in.
Sure.
I'm not saying Cam Johnson is going to be another Devin Booker. He might be, but he's just opened another bag of tricks this season. And Mikal, this season he's been great. Defense has been more improved than it was last season. He's definitely hustling a lot more, and he's a lot more offensively there. than compared to last year. I would say for sure, but I don't know. It just seems like I'm seeing a lot more from Cam than I am Mikal. Just it seems like Cam Johnson makes like his name a focal point in like every game. It seems like, and Mikal, yeah, he averages like his 8 to 12 points every night, which is fine. He does what he's supposed to do. He's the white collar worker. He gets up, goes to work. He does what he's supposed to do. Then he goes home. But it seems like Cam Johnson, he just gives me a little bit more, and he's just a lot more aggressive. I feel like so. I would take Mikal like 1,000%. I'm just saying, this season just seems like Cam Johnson's like, hey, they're twins. You can put them right here if you want.
Yeah, so. And one more time, we got to plug this. We got win number 50 celebrating Al McCoy's 50 years. 50 for 50.
Shazam!
It was just meant to happen tonight. I think we would have beaten a lot of teams tonight. It was just meant to happen for Al. I mean, they were giving love on the ESPN broadcast as well too, which I honestly didn't expect them to do.
Yeah,
I'm glad they did. I actually kind of enjoyed Richard Jefferson just a little. A little. He was actually pretty good. But check out this hot take by Bees. Mikal's offense could be Brandon Ingram like.
I can see it.
Close. He's not as tall, at least, as Brandon Ingram. So I don't know if he's going to ever be as good as an offensive player. Plus, you see Mikal actually consistently trying on defense, and it's hard to play good offense when you're playing such stellar elite defense. For that reason, I don't think he will. But if he ever chose to stop playing defense and go to the offensive side, I think that's a hell of a comp. I really do.
If Mikal had like handles, like if he had like great ball control, that would be crazy. Yep. But I can see it just in a perspective of just being a lengthy thread on every, any which way you want to look at it for sure. But yeah, Brandon Ingram, he's just more offensively gifted, and that's what that's what Brandon has the edge over Mikal with.
I see it like what he's going for in the mid range. I feel like Mikal Bridges has a pretty good midi. I feel like Brandon Ingram's another good mid range player. But I just feel like you said, like I feel like Brandon Ingram just got more in the bag, and I think that Mikal Bridges, if he works hard enough for like maybe like year 7 or like Mikal, like it'll be a different Mikal. But I just feel like if you really pay attention outside of cutting, like Mikal literally drives, he'll jab step, drive to the basket, fake, pump fake, spin around, and then shoot it. And it's just like he literally does that every single time. So it's like in the beginning of the year, like a lot of teams kind of like scouted that out. Like this is why like campaign had a real tough time in the beginning of the year, because it's like teams are actually scouting you now. Like people are actually like, oh, right, like this is your tendency. Like you like to drive to the paint, pump fake, spin move, and then try to fade away. And in the beginning of the year, he was getting it stuffed a lot, like, or at least really good contest people were staying down on the pump fake. But I feel like if he can add a little bit more to that bag, that mid-range bag, I feel like maybe he can get something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can make it happen. I can see it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's definitely added a lot. Here's a fun topic I want to bring up. Did y'all hear Richard Jefferson say we would be a playoff team even without Booker Paul? Do you guys think that's the case?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like
maybe an A seed or a play-in or something.
For sure. Yeah, we could definitely be better than the Clippers. Right?
Portland's the number 10 seed, and we just beat them like this.
So,
right?
are we taking? Okay. So Richard said this team, and not like
this team without Booker and Paul. The team that we saw tonight.
Yeah, like a 7-8 seed. I think we would be performing a little better than the Lakers, or at the same.
Yeah, we'd be pesky or sneaky good. Isn't that the phrase? Yeah. Sneaky good, pesky, frisky's another good one. Exactly.
Yeah, I think we can be better than the Lakers and the Clippers. Yeah, for sure. I can take that.
That's not saying much, but speaking of some of those teams were in action tonight. Well, the Clippers were not in action, but we need to start hitting the NBA scoreboard around here because we're 20 games away from meaningful basketball.
Wild. Yeah.
Y'all remember the run last year? I don't know if my heart can take what's about to happen this year because of the extra expectations.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so excited for it. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to go over some scores with you guys. We'll check out the standings where we're at. Obviously, we win by 30, 120 to 90. Hornets pull one out over the Cavaliers. Cavaliers slipping just a smidge right now, we see, just a smidge. But the Hornets get a big win to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Randomly, the Pacers win. By the way, shout out to Markelle Fultz coming back from that ACL.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. So you get your full roster over there in Orlando at another top piece. The future's looking bright over there. They're my favorite Eastern Conference team ever since Penny and Shaq. So I'm always going to pull for the Magic. So hopefully they get the number one pick again and they can do some things. Sixers and Knicks.
One thing, shout out Sticks. He's been playing very well for the Pacers.
I'm not even gonna lie.
And he just got fined $20,000 for saying some wild shit to a ref. And so he has that chip from the Sun. So I'm glad he carried that over to Indiana. So
15 and 15 tonight. Hey, this is showing up like pink or whatever on my screen. Is it showing up like that for you, my shared screen?
Nah.
That's weird. I'll take a picture and show you guys what's happening. But he had 15 and 15 tonight for a team high plus 27. Shout out Sticks. Sixers and Knicks, 123-108. James Harden again with 26, 9 and 9.
Back in
all
shape.
of a sudden the fat suit came out and he can play again.
Right.
I really don't even want to talk about the Sixers, y'all. I know Philly was in here a little bit ago. Shout out, part of the ASAP fam. We love you. But I just don't want to talk about these catered superstars right now. So you know what? We're going to table that. Just watch out for them right now. Right. We can all agree. Just watch out. And that's all I'm going to say. The Jazz need overtime to beat the Rockets, 132-127. Ultimately come out with the dub. Gobert with 27 and 17. Bucks pulling out a win, 120-119. Squeak by them. But Giannis had 28 and 17. There's Tyler Herro with 37 and 5. That's a stat line we're not going to see Cam Johnson see right there. Like that kind of that's hard to come by. I don't even know if we're going to get to see a Cam 30 burger. Maybe we'll save that for the playoffs. I don't know. The Pelicans come away with yet another win over the Kings this time, 125-95. Brandon Ingram killing it right now, 33 5-6, and the Thunder get a win over the Nuggets. We knew that was coming, though. I gotta mute this because, man, that's annoying. We knew that was coming with that pesky OKC team, but I didn't think it would come against Denver. Anything stand out to you guys in specifically tonight?
That Milwaukee Heat one. I don't know who watched that one, but I feel like it was a little bit of a charge on Drew Holiday at the end of that one. But I don't know.
I did not see any of that, to be honest with you.
I did, yeah. I agree with that. But Drew Holiday, he's a strong driver. But look at the free throw disparity. Milwaukee shot like crazy from the free throw line.
27-12. Good God.
Yeah. So if finals nostalgia,
Yep, that's how it goes.
Yo,
I'm really not trying to diss the Bucks here, but you got to officiate Giannis differently.
Nah, man, go ahead and diss the Bucks.
Is this their starting lineup, man?
Yeah.
Yep.
Grayson Allen with 9.
All right. All right.
Is Lopez coming back this season?
Serge Ibaka did play 19 minutes, but only 4 points.
I don't know, man, but
I haven't seen anything about Lopez.
Yeah. My thing too, another thing too, is just about our DA is having problems with other bigs down there, like grabbing boards.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's something that our flashlight haven't really flashed on that a little bit. But it's like when we play Rudy Gobert and then we play, who was it? I think was it Valanciunas or something, or he just had for the last few games. Yeah, Valanciunas he's been having single digit boards, and it's
that was a revenge game from Valanciunas because we clapped his ass last time and he was mad, dude. So I think that was a revenge game for him. So I didn't dwell on that too much. I know DA's been struggling, but everybody's been
it's been 4 games in a row though. I mentioned it when I was on a couple of the other Sons podcasts over the weekend with Flex and whatnot. I mentioned that too. Nobody else seemed worried, and it's like, yeah, I understand that DA needs some time, but I really expected him to outshine and outperform 8 rebounds tonight. I expected 12 to 14.
Oh yeah.
It's something worth noting, and to deny it, I think would be silly.
Yeah, I feel like I would be okay with it if it was like a more of a team collective, like everybody's crashing the boards, and it's like that's not even the
Sure.
case.
Right.
That's not even the case. It's like you're finishing with single digit rebounds, and it's just like nobody really is out there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I just feel like that's an issue, and that's why I thought tonight would have been the perfect night. Like, let's at least try the double big lineup before you try to go into the playoffs and be like, all right, like let's try Bismack or whoever, JaVale McGee at the, and I'm just like, I feel like that's gonna happen, but
It will.
hopefully we don't. hopefully, like they know how to figure it out by then.
It will. So, update on the standings: a full 7-game lead, 7.5 over Memphis. We got to worry about Memphis more than Golden State now. Golden State is dropping like flies right now, y'all. They're dropping games left and right. So we need to be thinking about Memphis.
Yeah, I like Memphis. I like Desmond Bane. I feel like we should have took him over Sticks a couple of years ago. I was kind of like one of the few only ones that was like, oh man, I feel like we should get Desmond Bane, but I feel like he would have been a perfect backup for Book. I was like, oh man, he could shoot. He can play a little bit of defense. He kind of fits into the mold, like not a big, you know what I'm saying? Like good character.
The
guy,
second
we ended up taking
when I watched him at TCU, or I think it was TCU if I'm not mistaken. When I watched him down there and I watched some highlights and stuff, anytime he took it off the dribble, he looked like he's never made a play before in his life. And that really, really worried me. I mean, he would try to force things, and nothing felt right when he did that. I mean, he was the best shooter.
Right.
My whole philosophy in the draft is you always want to try to get the best shooter, right? I mean, basketball's about shooting. Get the best shooter who can put it in the hole, right? But when it came to Desmond Bane, I was scared to take that risk. I honestly didn't want to touch him because I was like, man, he's going to be a turnover machine. He can't do nothing in a 0.5 offense. Like, I don't want to see him doing that left and right.
I felt the same way.
Yeah. He has proven that wrong. So anything that came out negative about him, he worked on his game and he got it right. More power to him. But knowing what we know now, dude, damn. Always go with the best shooter. Always, always, always.
Imagine if we had him instead of Landry Shamet. Like, oh my god,
on a rookie contract too.
On a rookie contract, I would be like, yo, this is scary. This is, you know what I'm saying?
We'll be counting the rings right now, man. but with Memphis, they've been playing really good basketball recently. I've caught the last like 3-4 games. They're really good. I just worried about their dependency on Ja. There isn't much of a offensive flow when he's not on the court. Their bench suffers a lot. So he's playing like 38 plus minutes, 35 to like 42 minutes. So if like he's on the court all night, and once he sits down, that bench just can't hold up that lead, and it drops quickly. So I would definitely worry about that if I was a Memphis fan. But this team's good. They're rolling right now. They're on a hot streak, and Golden State, they're dropping. I know Clay didn't play last night, but still, if you're considered a MVP right now, you should be able to keep these games close at least. So, yeah.
This is their schedule coming up.
I mean, I'm going to tell you why I'm not.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was about to say, I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about like Memphis in a playoff setting, only because like just watching their games and stuff like that, like you can kind of tell like their system and the style of play that they have isn't built for the playoffs. Like they play at a very fast pace, kind of like
that's what I'm starting to feel,
heavy
honestly.
on like defense and like or like fast breaks and you know what I'm saying, like turnovers and stuff like that. And in the playoffs, realistically, we don't make very many mistakes. Like we're one of the teams that we don't make mistakes. So it's just like
how many running gun teams win in the playoffs, man?
Not very many. Not many.
Yeah, not
so
many.
No. Against us, like I don't see it. But I mean, I get it. Like
they'll probably win a series, but like if they end up going against like let's say a healthy Nuggets team, like I really think they're going to get blown out the water.
Maybe not necessarily the Nuggets because they're so down right now. They could probably run them out the gym when they play against Facu Campazzo, right? Like I'm not worried about the Nuggets, but what about this? What about if the Timberwolves
shout out
hop over them? The Wolves and Grizzlies first round, that might be the best series of the playoffs. Like, are you kidding me? I want Cat versus
I'll
Steven
watch that.
Adams. I want Anthony Edwards. I want Patrick Beverley trying to guard Ja Morant. Give me that series all day long.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
The playoffs are going to be real fun this year.
And look who's in the 10th seed right now, y'all. Look who made it.
Just squeaked in.
Yeah.
Yep. That's going to be a scary team to play. If we've got to play them, that's going to be a scary team in the first round. That's going to be scary.
Yeah.
I feel like, the team I'm most scared of, I guess, in the first round would be the Clippers. Because, like, even though, yes, they're depleted, it's just Tyronn Lue, to me, like, even though he probably doesn't get the flowers, or just, like, I think Monty might get the coach of the year just because of the record. But I feel like the way he's been coaching the Clippers and stuff like that and getting them to the
He's a top 3 coach.
Yeah, he should definitely be up there. Just like, I would give it to him if it was up to me. Like, just being unbiased, like, I would just be like, all right, like, you're the coach of the year, just because, like, what you're doing and the rosters are different, you know what I'm saying, lineups and starting lineups, and it's just like, and you're still like finding a way to win games, and you make in-game adjustments, and you're not, you know what I'm saying. So it's just like, I would give it to him. So I feel like the Clippers series was the most worrisome I've been, like, in a while. Like, when we played them in the conference finals, I was super like.
Bees wants none of that. He doesn't agree with you, Randy. He wants none of that smoke.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
God, where's the confidence, guys? Jesus Christ.
I don't want it either.
Like,
I don't.
Like, they only had Paul George last year, and they gave us like 6 games. And it was like, damn, they only had
no
Paul
Serge
George.
Ibaka anymore, but they do have a Norman Powell. They do have Rocco.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Torrey Craig, the Paul George stopper.
I mean, I guess. I guess. But like I said, to do what they did with just Paul George, like, it's a bit scary.
Hey,
stretch,
you're
though.
underselling Reggie Jackson a lot there. Reggie Jackson killed us all series.
Reggie Jackson, like, carried that
Marquise
series.
Morris.
Who? You mean Marcus?
Or Marcus, whichever one it was.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
Rejected!
No, like, Paul George would score, like, it seemed like in that series a quiet 25-30, but Reggie Jackson, like, he was causing turnovers. He was just a menace on the defensive side.
Hitting every three.
He was hitting everything. Like, he was the one that was really – he's the one that extended that series to 6 games, you know. Like, I give him all the credit in the world. Like, he gained so much respect in my eyes just in that series, and I'll never talk down on him. But, like, Paul George, he's one thing. He's a great player and all, but Reggie Jackson, he was the difference maker in that.
This is a great point. Like, you
we're not the same team either.
That is a great point. So I'm feeling good about the Suns. Everybody here is feeling good. That was just a nice sigh of relief that we all kind of needed. Who knows what's going to happen as far as Booker's concerned. Probably not going to see him on Friday, but you never know. Maybe he could get 2 negative tests. Probably not, but again, you never know. We'll find out in the mornings. So tomorrow morning, or around 9:30, 10:30, we'll find out again. We'll get some more bad news, I'm sure. But we got the Knicks coming up. We need to get a win, and then we got Milwaukee. I think we're going to go 1-1. Do you guys think we're going to go 1-1 too?
I'm gonna go with 101. If we don't have Booker by the time we get to Milwaukee, you know, I'm gonna put that down as a scheduled loss. But I kind of had that Utah game as a scheduled loss. I just hate early games. That 1:30, I'm like, we never really do too well with the early game. So I kind of threw that game in the trash. So, but yeah, we're just moving on. Milwaukee, that's gonna be tough. So. Hopefully Giannis sits out or something. I don't know.
We played him early too. We played him at 1 or 2, 12:30 my time. So.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Expect the loss, guys. Don't overblow it.
We'll see. We got a big couple weeks coming up. So we also got to talk about some Cardinals news and notes real quick. So Randy, before you go, because I know you're not the biggest Cardinals fan yet. Do you have a quick outside of a fan base reaction to our GM and coach getting extended and not Kyler Murray yet?
I was just super mega ultra confused because I was like, all right, like,
all of us were.
Like, isn't Kyler Murray the guy? Like, I feel like he's proven it. I feel like, all right, like, he was in the MVP conversations, and it's just like, this is how you doing him. All right. I mean, I don't know if you want to let him go or make him mad or whatever. I mean, I'm a Packer fan, so you know what I'm saying? We make our quarterbacks mad all the time. So it's just like I don't think I don't think that's a club you want to join in. Like, because at this point with Aaron Rodgers, I'm just like, just leave, man. Because it's like I don't every summer, like my heart can't take you like playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like going on Pat McAfee talking about, oh, I might retire, I might not. Like, so it's just like I'm just over it, man.
We make every star player pissed off. Anquan Bolden was pissed off back in the day. Darnell Dockett got pissed off. Carlos Dansby. I don't
Patrick
know how
Pearson,
Fitz is just a different breed. I don't know how Fitz didn't do it, but any Simeon Rice back in the day, for Christ's sake, any star player we ever had, we pissed off. So we are a part of that club. We just haven't had a star quarterback yet. So help. Well,
Yes.
we're gonna talk some Sun stuff, some Cardinals stuff here real quick. Randy, you gonna hang out for a while? Or are you gonna dip out on us?
I'm a dip out, man. So I'll catch y'all hopefully on Sunday. On Sunday, man.
For sure, man. Thank you so much. Why don't you plug your own podcast real quick before you dip?
All right, man. Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter at Off My Grass Pod, and you can catch me on YouTube at Stay Off My Grass Podcast, man, and on TikTok at Stay Off My Grass Pod. So yeah, we go or I load up videos after every Suns game, and if you're a Laker fan or you hate the Lakers like I am, and you can pop in and we can sprinkle a little hate on them too.
You know, I have yet to watch a Lakers post-game one because I'm just like, I don't need that in my life right now. I don't need to talk about the Lakers. I have yet to pop in on one, but I'm going to do that soon for sure.
Yeah, you should, man.
To add one more thing, if anybody missed our last episode with Freddie from the ASAP Network, he is a Lakers fan, and Randy went absolute ballistic on Freddie about his Laker pride. He went Chief Keef Finito on him, and it was a lot to handle. So if you want to hear a LeBron Kobe thing or just a Lakers hate, go listen to that episode. I've listened to it at least 2 or 3 times. I was laughing my ass off. Randy just came out guns blazing. He had no time for BS, so it was really funny. It was fun having Freddie on too. Hopefully we can have him on again when the Lakers lose again. Hopefully, so. But yeah. So everybody just go check that one out if y'all haven't seen it.
That was good. Randy came out blasting, and it was fun. So we'll have him on again. We'll have Randy on again, and we'll have them duel it out again, and it'll be a good potting. Randy, thanks for coming on tonight, my guy.
All right, man. Peace.
Later.
See you, Randy.
Oh
God.
How?
That's the question.
Look, I understand the stability part of wanting to sign Keim and Kliff Kingsbury. I understand wanting a GM to last X amount of years and having a coach resign and all that. Like, we're not stupid. We get that. But like 5 years?
That's a long time, dude.
A 5-year extension?
2027.
Don't get me wrong. Steve Keim has done a miraculous job when it comes to trading his assets and acquiring players. We were able to get rid of David Johnson in the first place, not to mention it was for D-Hop. He's made some great free agent acquisitions. Nobody can deny that. We have no depth, though. Why don't we have depth? Well, because the dude can't draft for shit. He did get Marco Wilson, though. He did get Jalen Thompson in a supplemental draft. He did get Buda Baker, right? He did get a Chase Edmonds. He did draft, it went the other, Byron Murphy, the other corner. Mm-hmm. He drafted Hassan Reddick. And look what he's turned out to be. Everything on the offensive side, I mean, we can debate about Rondale Moore, but the fact that he had like 1.7 yards receiving per catch or something is abysmal. That's on Kliff. That's not on Keim. But we can also talk Hakeem Butler, Andy Isabella, who asked for a trade today, by the way. Now there's all this stuff wanting to trade him for N'Keal Harry, and everyone's like, N'Keal Harry is trash. And I'm like, yeah, he is, but why don't you bring him back home where he's from, play with his best friend, Byron Murphy, and see if some of that hometown synergy can light it up? Because we've seen that before in sports where they come home or they get a change in scenery and things happen. But I mean, I don't even want to. I really avoided looking at the list of players that he drafted since he started. I wanted to look at that list and just be like, well, yeah, look at example A, B, and C. I avoided that because I'm choosing to look at the free agent side, the building the roster side. The depth part is a major issue, but Cliff Kingsbury, bro. What is your reaction to this? Because I'm pissed about it. I don't want Cliff Kingsbury coaching our damn team anymore.
Man, I was already kind of having a rough day. I was falling behind and stuff. I was late to work and all this other stuff. I was already kind of like in a bad mood. And, then I saw my phone was just blowing up in my pocket while I was talking to a customer and stuff. And when I finally got the chance to look at my phone, I was like, are you kidding me? And it's just like I know it's strategic. I know Kyler's comments or his comments through his agent and stuff, the same agent that represents Cliff as well. It it just rubbed me off the wrong way as with many Cardinals fans around the valley and around the country. This just seemed like the wrong time to do this, and I don't necessarily know how I feel about it. Keim, he's been very give or take with me. Like, I know we said about like a month or two ago that Keim saved his job with getting D-Hop,
Right.
J.J. Watt,
James Conner,
James Conner,
Rodney Hudson,
and
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz. Like, he for sure saved his job, but it makes you wonder, like, what's with like if you have this capability, like, where was this like the previous years since 2013, and like just trying to put together a like deep roster. I hated how we ended this season and
last two seasons.
Last two seasons, like I let that last season, go. It was kind of like our first kind of go around. It was improvement from the season before with, like Josh Rosen and all that.
It was COVID year too.
Yeah, COVID year too. So,
okay.
Yeah, like I wasn't gonna blow it out the water, but it was the same season, just extended games. And like we just ended off so bad, and we had such high praise and high hopes for this team. And yeah, we've progressed every year since we've had Kyler, and Kyler is the main reason why we're in the position that we are, getting nationally televised games. Kyler put the Cardinals organization, by definition, a poverty franchise, into like in credible people's mouths across social media and beyond. And it, like, I feel like this is, I hope Kyler and Bidwell find a common ground and you figure something out. Like, I think Kyler deserves 40 a year, maybe a 4-year extension. I think I think he'll sign up for that. But this definitely worries me because I don't want to seek for trade. I don't know what we can possibly look into with Kyler. Like the only thing I'm open to is Deshaun Watson, and we know the situation he's in right now. So it's very slim pickings right now, and I'm worried just as a Cardinals fan. I love Kyler. Kyler put this organization back on the map, and we exceeded expectations. If our 11-6 record, 11-5, whatever it was, like if it was rearranged a little differently, like we have the stretch of 3 games. We won, then we lost these 2. And like if it was spread out like that, I feel like this would be not as worrisome as that we're putting it. But I if I had to put money on it, I think Kyler is gonna sign an extension, and I hope he's offered one, and then they find an agreement on it. With the whole Cliff situation, like I hope, like okay, let me get into this real quick. Like, I wonder what the conversation was at the table with these guys. It's like if
You mean through negotiations or after the season?
After the season, because I know Bidwell was mad how everything ended, and plus the Rams won the championship. But like, if this was the prove it year for extensions, this upcoming season, everybody should be going in trying to prove themselves. Keim, Kliff, and Kyler. But if Kyler isn't offered an extension, and then only Kliff and Keim were offered. Like, this is definitely concerning in my eyes, and I'm really just crossing my fingers and praying to the football gods that Kyler stays, dude, because the Cardinals have never had a QB like this before. And Kurt Warner, he was at the last leg of his career. Carson Palmer, same thing. And who was really before those two like that?
Jake Plummer was the best one before that.
Yeah, Jake Plummer, and what did he do?
And he was never a legitimate franchise quarterback. Even when he played for Denver, he was never. We loved him, ASU, forks up, all that stuff, but he just was never that dude. And I still love him. I mean, hell, I'm trying to find a Jake Plummer jersey on eBay right now for the Cardinals. So I love Jake Plummer, but he wasn't Kyler Murray. So I hear what you're saying. Me personally, I just don't want Cliff Kingsbury to be our coach anymore. I don't want him to be our coach. I don't want it. I said it last year as well too, that the way that this team has given up, all of his teams have given up on him, or how he stopped calling plays, or whatever he does to consistently lose games. I don't want that. I don't want his persona over there. I don't want him delegating the defense to the point where he has no say in it. I don't want him having any more say in Kyler Murray's ear than what is necessary. We still don't have a legitimate offensive coordinator or a different play caller or a quarterback's coach. None of that has been answered. And now we're so far down the line of getting coaches, moved around, that we're not going to be able to find a legitimate one. So we're going to go into next year with the same coaching staff and the same signal caller. And that's why I'm pissed. If Cliff Kingsbury was able to come out and be like, yeah, I screwed ABC up, I want to go and fix it, I'm going to bring in this quarterback coach or this offensive guru to help me, whatever, we can have a very different conversation. That is taking accountability, understanding your weaknesses, and trying to adjust. He didn't do that. It's still going to be all or nothing with Cliff. And you know what? When Kyler throws for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and rushes for 1, and we beat the Raiders in week 3 and we're 3-0, we need to have I'm going to hold this podcast accountable. We need to not be throwing flags and balloons and saying, oh, what a great team this is. Because none of that shit's going to matter until November. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what sucks, is that we could have 7-0 start too, and we're all going to say, yeah, but. So Kyler has to be in the works. Has to be. I mean, if they're showing that, if Bidwell is showing that much love to Keim and Kliff, he has to show that to his star quarterback, of which we've never had. He has to. Has to. Or else, I might become a Packer fan.
Yeah, I might have to transfer. I ain't going to front, because if the Cardinals organization, more specifically Bidwell, ends up JNS, I'm sorry, if Bidwell ends up fucking this up, it's gonna be a train wreck for many years to come, and I'm it's gonna be hard to sit through all of it. Yeah, of course, Cardinals blood is in me, but we've gone through way too much bad. And I'm I refuse to watch Kyler just walk out the door just because of like this shit, honestly.
Yep.
So yeah, that's just where I'm at.
And then news also came out that we're not going to re-sign Chandler Jones. I'm okay with that, but you just better have something else in the tank that you're going to bring in. You better have a second plan or a backup plan, plan B, whatever it is. But the Panthers also came out and they said they are not going to franchise tag. What's his name? The what?
Oh, Riddick.
Thank you. God, why do I always forget that? We had him for 5 years and he had 5 sacks in a game and I can never remember his name. The Panthers are not signing him back either. So I don't know. A lot of the moves that are being made, the things that are coming out about the organization ever since that woeful Monday Night Football playoff loss, it's just been nothing good. And that was what, like January 16th or 17th, and here we are, March 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Just awful organizational management. That's all you can say. And then it starts from the top. It was nice to finally hear Kliff say something, and I think I tagged you and Amit on Twitter.
Yeah,
like he's like, yeah, it's on me. I didn't do enough when Kyler went out or when D-Hop went out. It's like, well,
yeah, no shit. We all saw that. Like,
no shit. In his defense, you can't replace that kind of production.
Yeah, I get that too, but like take it more on the chin. Like don't take stuff out.
Lean
the no shit
into
pile.
it. Lean into it. Don't shy away from it.
Say be like I should have utilized Rondell more instead of doing the stupid slot passes that I just wasted downs.
Bro,
say something,
dude. What did Monty do after we lost the finals? He went into the Milwaukee locker room, shook their hands and congratulated them and said, "Thank you for making me better." What did Keim and Kliff Kingsbury do? They whimpered away in their little hole, had all these reports about them arguing, had all this drama go on with their star player, and they finally show up, and the first time they talk is during the scouting combine? Weak, man. Weak. I bet you they're the type of dudes when you shake their hand, it's like all limp and everything. Or like you get the hand awkwardly. When you go in to shake someone's hand, you're going to have a nice stern handshake and they're all like wimpy or something. Or you like grab them on like the top of the, I bet you they're those type of dudes. So
I'm just concerned, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? We're going to be here to cover it good, for bad, for better, for worse, for whatever it is. We're still going to be here covering it. And it doesn't matter. We've got the Suns right now. Suns are keeping me alive. Suns are doing good things. Arizona State baseball, I don't know if you followed at all. Probably not. 5 straight losses. They have had the lead in like 4 straight games going into the 8th inning, and they've given up like an average of 5 or 6 runs in the 8th and 9th inning.
That's really bad.
Yeah, awful bullpen. Doing everything right until then. Just awful bullpen, losing to BYU 3 games in a row, and Oklahoma State, who was ranked number 4, but losing to them 2 times in a row the way they did. Just awful. Arizona State basketball is on the rise. That was really fun to go to the game last Saturday night with Marion Jackson right at the end, and then them missing it on the other side. Oh, it was a lot of fun. It was great to get out, and me and the wifey went out for drinks afterwards and dancing and stuff, and it was just great to get out. The atmosphere at the U of U was pretty weak. After we won, there was a couple of ASU guys behind me that were loud and boisterous. I stood up on my chair and I pointed them, and they pointed to me. And some dude to the right of me was like, "Yeah, you need to quit pointing and sit down," or something. And he was just all on a sugar rush with all the Coke that he drinks, probably. But it was just funny getting that. And I was like, dude, you're way too worked up to be this upset about the like 9th and 10th team in the Pac-12. Like, both these teams suck. There was a lot of games that we've gone to. Sorry, I got something in my eye. We've gone to quite a few Utah games here, especially when they were in the top 25 a couple years ago when they went to the March Madness, and they had a good run with DeLon Wright and them boys. And we saw a lot of top 25 matchups, which was cool. A lot of the Arizona State teams that were good came in when they were the number 3 team. And we're watching this game, and I look over to my wife and I'm like, this is a bad game. And she looks over to me. She's like, this is one of the worst games we've seen. and we started thinking about it like as a talent. Like the game was good. It was an entertaining game. It came down to the end, but as the talent that was playing on the court, it was probably the worst game we've seen together.
It's like a high school game.
It was like a JUCO game.
Oh, Jesus.
No, there were some good moments. It just wasn't a good game. Maybe that's because the teams mucked it up a little bit too, and DJ Horn was also out for ASU, but it just wasn't that great of a game. But the atmosphere was fun. It was great to get out there, had some nachos and popcorn, and that's always fun at a game. Can never get mad at that. And then, we got tipsy at some bars afterwards, so that was good. So Arizona State's on a roll in basketball. They've won 5 of 6, 2 more games. They got Cal tomorrow and then Stanford. I kind of want them to lose against Stanford so that they can get the 10 slot and avoid playing Arizona in the first round. If they win, they're just keeping the momentum going, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this weekend and the next weekend's the Pac-12 tournament. I'm always excited for the Pac-12 tournament. That's always fun to watch. And then we got March Madness 2 weeks away, baby.
Yes,
Perfect time to plug in the He's on Fire podcast March Madness bracket. We're going to be uploading that on ESPN when it comes out. So hopefully everybody can join. I've got quite a few people, not only at work, but here personally that are going to join. So as many people that want to join as possible, $10 buy-in. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you get your bracket in so we can heckle the absolute hell out of you for every podcast during the big ass tournament. I can't wait for it this year. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
So who needs Cardinals talk right now? But on the real, they're about 2 weeks away from the deadline passing of franchise tagging. So that's going to be kind of the first milestone. Beginning of April, I think it's April 2nd or 3rd, free agency starts. So we're a month away from free agency, a lot to talk about there. And then the draft at the end of the month. And then we're going to have a lull for a while until training camp starts back up. But we're close, JJ. We are close to Cardinals football blowing it all up again. Oh, I can't wait. That's why we have the Suns, though. We still got another 5 weeks-ish of the Suns. And tomorrow, by the way, dude, tomorrow is officially going to be 2 weeks. No, today is 2 weeks since Chris Paul got hurt. So we're 2 weeks through the Chris Paul injury, man.
2 weeks in.
We're already 2 weeks in, and there were some sources that were saying, like, it might even be 3 to 5 weeks.
Hey, I'll take it. As long as Chris Paul can get, a couple game reps before the playoffs, I'm cool with that, So he's not going in rusty.
If we beat New York and then lose to Milwaukee, we play Orlando. Hopefully we can beat them if Booker comes back or not. And then we play Miami. We'll probably lose the Miami game. But, like, if we can do a win-loss, I'm kind of okay with that.
Don't we need to go like 14-7 to beat
I don't
franchise record?
I don't care about that. I just don't want to back into the playoffs like the Cardinals did, bro.
For sure, yeah. As long as we're winning sort of consistently, like, I'm cool with that. As long as like we know the circumstance, it's not like the Cardinals being fully healthy and can't beat the fucking Lions. So this is different.
Exactly. So everybody, please thumbs up this podcast and this stream. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in, taking the time to listen. Please leave us a good review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor, and donate to the podcast on Anchor if you so choose to. We would love your support, and we'll give you a big shout out as well too. We are also looking for a mod, so if anybody wants to come up in here and be a mod as well too, go ahead and shoot the He's on Fire Pod DM on Twitter, or send us a personal message either on Facebook, and you can leave a comment on YouTube as well. But please like the stream, share this out. We really appreciate everybody that took time to come and listen. We'll be back next Sunday night after it's the day game. That's what I got confused. Milwaukee's the day game on Sunday at like 1:30 Valley time. So we're not going to be going on right after a game, but we'll have time to kind of break it down mentally in our head, and then we'll come on. Hopefully Amit will be back. He'll be back off of vacation, and we'll get to find out what him and the kiddos were up to and see how his basketball team that he's coaching is doing too. You guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Again, like the stream, just share it out. The Suns are on a roll. The Cardinals are whatever the hell they are. Who knows what to make of ASU athletics? I'm just cheering on the basketball team to make a move in the Pac-12 tournament. He's on Fire podcast. We'll see you guys Sunday night.
See you guys. Go see Batman.
And it is caught! Down strong! Blitz coming. Matthews. Palmer extending the play. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. getting a little wobbly.